This build was a redeem on Twitch by one of my viewers who requested I build a spa in the mountain. After all, what else could be better after a hard day of Valheim adventures than going to a spa in the mountain, feel the warm bubbling water as you look out the window and the snow is falling down outside. This build request was actually done pretty early on during my recent hard mode no map run, so I started building it with wood and explored some of the beamworks that I had been testing in creative mode. Also, since I had not progressed beyond the swamp yet, I had to figure out a way to make it into the mountain biome for the build. I conveniently found a tiny mountain surrounded by meadows. I drew it in my custom map so as to not forget about the location and bring the materials for the portal there, but I have to admit I did lose the mountain a few times. This build, being done in survival mode, on hard mode difficulty, also meant raising the ground to make it somewhat safe against rogue raids. So the layout of the build is a sort of flower shape, which really boils down to a square and a diamond intersecting each other. The idea was to have a central area that could open up into many different rooms on the sides, on each petal of the flower. The central room, which looks a bit like a temple with the high ceilings and wooden beamworks, has a custom wooden fountain using inverted wood pieces, displaying a dragon tear at the center. The floor in this area, and really all the floors of the build, have some cool floral patterns, kind of reminiscent of the lotus. It's actually pretty easy to do. A lower floor under the stone slab, made of wood, serves as canvas, where the vertical beams are placed with free placement using shift. Once the pattern is done, in this hollow area, a slab of stone is placed on top of it, in a way that it still touches the ground under the wooden floor. Around this main area, there are several rooms, some with their own floor patterns. The entrance is pretty simple. It has two sort of gates with their own knot beamwork. Then on the sides of this entrance are two rooms, one for teleportation and for sort of paying the entrance fee, and one room for changing into more suited clothes, with some benches and cushions made of neck and oof trophies. On each side of the central fountain area, there are two rooms with bathtubs, one for bathing and one for enjoying the bubble baths. So on the right room, I just placed easy access bathtubs, where one can sit and enjoy the view of the snow from the window. And in the other room, I placed them below the floors, so only the bubbles would show at the top. Then I covered the bathtubs with stone slabs and then placed some sitting area next to the windows. At the back, one last room with a leaf pattern on the floor holds the massage table with some cushions as well. Some side tables for placing the potions and items needed for the massage therapy. I also tested placing some wall item stands in the window openings. They don't break, somehow they are attached to the beams on the sides and look like they're flying, which is kind of funny. For this, I used a wall placed with shift next to the beams and then placed an item stand on this temporary wall. Remove the wall and the item stand sticks. I left here the crafting tables that I needed for repairing because after all this is still survival mode and there might be some damage done to the building. As for the outside, what strikes the most is the window patterns, where I also used snapping points of doors, much like in my previous wooden-based tutorial. Find the middle spot of the window openings and start placing the beams upwards. On the side beams, I didn't snap the 45-degree diagonal beams because they would protrude outside the corner of the rooms. What I did was hold shift and free place them slightly inwards like this. The other thing that's pretty cool in this build is the roof shape. Since the layout of the build was pretty irregular, I can tell you the roof rapidly became a nightmare to build. Some pieces didn't snap well, so I had to place a few roofs with free placement. Sometimes the roof pieces didn't cover enough area, so I transformed these openings into something more aesthetic, like windows. And at the center, I raised the roof a bit more and made a circular roof all the way to the top. Turned out alright, I guess. I think this build could have used more decorations and details, but as I mentioned, this being part of my run in survival mode, I did stumble upon some resource and time limitations. Otherwise, I'm pretty pleased with the overall build. So yeah, that is the spa in the mountain, the spa of eternity. I hope you liked this build, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next build.